In the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy, your young men will see visions, your old men will dream dreams. Even on my servants, both men and women, I will pour out my spirit in those days, and they will prophesy. Acts, the 2nd chapter, verses 17 and 18. Many have come to my channel and said, Florida Maquis, you have talked a great deal about the Patriot Nurse in the past. Is there something that we don't know? Or, well, I've been watching her channel for well over a decade, and there are things that she's covered in her videos that have now come to pass. I believe she may be a prophet and not be aware of it. Especially most recently, her talking about going old school with medicine and learning how to use different herbs and tinctures to deal with whatever medical issues might come up in the future if we would see some type of a collapse of the traditional system. I think we're seeing that right now. But more importantly, a few months ago, she said something, and the reality of it at the time, I don't think struck a lot of people, but now something is going on that makes it incredibly relevant, and we're going to cover it in this video. Now, real quick, as always, gratitude first. Thank you to everyone who continues to join us over the Florida Maquis Patreon channel, where it's only $1 single US dollar per month at the base level, even less if you sign up for an entire year. And most importantly, it's fully refundable. First 90 days, no questions asked. Sign up and go over there. It's like, this is SOOO, psychological operations, being in command of your mind. Not important. Not important. Florida Maquis, can I have my money back? First 90 days, no questions asked, right back at you, not a problem. Now, most recently, we have put up a video for everyone, the $1, $5, $10, and $15 levels. And then we also put up a video for the Need to Know Roundtable, the $5 level. And of course, Brigade and unit commanders sit in on those because they are at the 10 and 15. Well, you guys are up next. Unit commanders, brigade commanders, stand by. Next 48 to 72 hours, we're going to have the joint briefing. Of course, we get everybody together, the two groups in the same room, and we begin the briefing, and then the last half of the briefing is brigade commanders only. That's at the $10 and $15 a month level. Now, you can sign up at any level you want, and the refund offer applies. Totally up to you. You've got all the way into February before you'd have to make that decision. Now, without any further delay, God bless all of you who have joined us over there. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. We need to wind the clock back a little bit and go over to the Patriot Nurse Community tab and scroll down. And she came out and said, I want proof of life on the POTUS. Where is he? And then very shortly after that, she said, pretty sure Joe had a stroke. Now, when an RN of her level of training looks at somebody and says, they had a stroke, they had a stroke. She's probably seen all sorts of stroke victims and stroke patients in her career, and I don't have any reason to doubt her whatsoever. Now, some are probably asking, okay, what does that have to do with anything? Well, very shortly, right around that time, there was this event in Las Vegas where he was rushed to a level 1 trauma center, and everybody was real super quiet about what happened. And reports from people who were aboard Air Force One said that they flew the plane back to Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, so fast that it was shaking. Something was going on with the president, President Biden. So what does that have to do with anything now? Maybe he did have a stroke. Let's fast forward to what's going on. There is now talk about Biden resigning, and just as kind of a neener to Mr. Trump, and handing the presidency to Harris. Now, some said, well, Florida Maquis, that's not going to happen. Didn't you hear Biden is meeting with President Trump on Wednesday to discuss the transition? Gosh, it sure would be a shame if something happened to Biden between now and then to force the issue. And now that they have their cover story, oh, well, he had this event back, a few months ago. He had this event and, things kind of caught up with him. And, we should have, maybe we should have 25th Amendment. But now that Kamala Harris is the 47th president of the United States, now that that's the case, we just have to go forward. We just have to go forward. You don't think so? Criminals don't obey laws. Criminals don't obey laws. How many of you have seen this? This actually comes from Lisa Haven over at Restricted Republic, her and Justice Knight. She reported this morning, that over on TikTok, millions and millions of likes, millions and millions of views, women talking about bringing back aqua tofana. It was a medieval poison, lead, arsenic, belladonna mixed in water, and women gave it to their abusive spouses, or if they just wanted to be out of the relationship one way or the other. Well, now it's having a comeback. It's called MATGA, Make Aqua Tofana Great Again movement. It's a deal. They don't have any problem doing this. They don't have any issue doing this. Criminals don't obey laws. Would you like more proof? Would you like more proof that people are just deluded right now? Most of the country supports Donald Trump. They really do, and they want to see. They would never dare. Let me show you something. People on the right are so excited about Florida Maki. Didn't you see New York? Trump got 44% of New York. See, even liberals are coming around. 46% of New Jersey. And he's doing better in California than a lot of people. You know where he isn't doing better? Do you know where Donald Trump is not doing better? Washington, D.C. Kamala Harris is actually doing better against Donald Trump than Joe Biden did. But what does that matter? These are the people that run the country. The 300,000 people that voted are the people that run the country. 92.46% of people in Washington, D.C., where Trump is going, where Biden is, wanted Kamala Harris to be president. 92.46%. Trump only got, and I'm not making this up, you can look it up for yourself, Trump got 6.66% of the vote in Washington, D.C. 6.66% of the vote. Go look it up. It's right here on Fox, where they're keeping track of everything. 6.66%. Only 20,000 people in all of Washington, D.C. 286,000 voted for her. They hate him. They hate him more than anything. They hate him more than anything. And believe me, they would not have a problem. Poor Joe Biden. He served right up until the end, but gosh, it just caught up with him. I guess, we're just going to have to inaugurate Kamala Harris, and that'll save her the ignominious shame of having to oversee her own defeat in the reading of the Electoral College in December. If you think they're going to stop there, think again. If you think they're going to stop there, think again. And I've got even more proof. Personally, I think this is a great thing. Hey, Floridians, are you done being Americans yet? Florida Maki, it's never been a better time to be an American. What are you talking about? Dawn has now risen across... Really? You think all of a sudden all these people up in D.C. are your friends now? That they're just going to bend over, they're just going to acquiesce, they're just going to give up, they're going to just change their mind? For those of you who haven't heard, I think this is a great thing. The more Floridians say F FEMA all the way off, F the federal government all the way off, outstanding. Skip houses with Trump signs. Skip houses with Trump signs. That's right. There was an employee of FEMA during the hurricanes that was telling people down here, in his powerful position too. This wasn't just some low-level lackey. Powerful position, a supervisor. Telling people that if they saw damage to houses and there were Trump signs out, to skip them. And of course, the FEMA, once it leaked out to the press, of course they're going to come out, this does not represent our values. We are shocked and saddened. Bullshit. You are not shocked and saddened. You hate Florida. Washington, D.C., everybody up there absolutely loathes Florida, primarily because of Governor DeSantis. But if you didn't learn during COVID that Florida is its own nation. Florida is its own place, its own cultural identity from the other 49. I guess I can't help you. If you think sending Donald Trump up here to this little place, and we'll look at it again, where 92.46% of the people want him dead. If you think he's just going to waltz in there and it's going to be a new day and a new sheriff, give me a break. Let me repeat. Where'd my sign go? Criminals don't obey laws. They don't. Criminals don't obey laws. They'd have no problem getting rid of Biden. If he won't step aside, they'll get rid of him. Get rid of him, blame it on some medical issue, and install her. It's only been a week, folks. It's only been a week since the election. We're not going to see any certificates of ascertainment until December 6th. December 6th. Weeks and weeks away, and then the meeting doesn't occur until 10 or 12 days after that, right before Christmas. It's going to be snow on the ground in most of the country. And it'll be a long, long time. And they're already talking. They're already talking about how they can stop the threat to democracy. So, once again, Patriot Nurse, well done. Well done. Nice job paying very, very close attention to the details. See, back then, I don't think anybody would have, they were really just quick, one sentence. Pretty sure Joe had a stroke. You see, that was prophetic. That was prophetic. Wanting proof of life on the POTUS. And the interesting thing about this is that it was the right. It was Donald Trump supporters for over a year that were clamoring for Kamala Harris to 25th Amendment Joe Biden. So now they might just be giving you your wish. Pay attention, folks. These people are not right. They are messed up in the head. Lisa Haven covered it. You got to pay attention to all the little things and put them all together. Almost 93% of Washington, D.C. wants to see Trump ended. They wanted to see Kamala Harris. 93% of them. That's how out of touch they are with the rest of the country, but they're the ones who run the country. That's the key. They're the ones who run the country. So, I will leave it there. Join us over Patreon. Love to have you guys over there. Believe me, there's all sorts of content for everybody, every level, everything going on. And sign up. Trust me, she has a wonderful online medical course. She has all sorts of herbalism training, and believe me, this would be a game changer. In a survival situation, this would be a game changer. I know there's a lot of folks out there that watch my channel that are very familiar with World of Warcraft. Not that this necessarily matters, but that's one of the big things in the game. Almost all of the healers in the game are all herbalists. It goes back actually before Bible times. Being able to use basic herbs and medicines to alleviate things. And given what we're seeing now, you might have to, in the very near future, acquiesce to having a chip put in you to confirm that you truly are an American citizen to access any level of health care. I can see that coming. With Elon Musk now basically being the unity czar. The unity czar, so. Anyway, I will save the rest of what I have to say about that for over at Patreon. Once again, God bless. Pray for each other. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Lift each other up. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.